You've probably used basic grep before, like this. Grep Ohio states file. And that's great and all, but what about the details? Do you always need quotes around the pattern you're searching? When do you use single quotes versus double quotes? How do you search the entire folder? How do you search another entire folder, which is outside your current folder? I'm John. I've spent 15 years in IT working with both the military and in the private sector with FANG-level organizations. I've had the opportunity to work for and with some of the most brilliant minds in the industry. I've seen how the best in the business think, troubleshoot, and build. And I want to pass a piece of that rare experience on to you as we break down the basics of grep in a way that's simple, direct, and thorough. And hey, if you're struggling with something in Linux right now, drop it in the comments. That's how I decide what to cover next. Now let's jump in. First up, let's talk about quotes with grep. Now, when do you not need quotes? If your search is just a plain string of letters and or numbers, has no spaces, and contains no special characters like the $, question mark, the star symbol, then you do not need quotes. But if your search pattern contains any of these items, you will need quotes. Let's have a look. We'll clear our screen. We'll go grep password file1. Okay, that works. How about let's do grep 19867 file1. Yep, that works too. What if we say grep log file in file1? Well, it found the pattern log, but it didn't find the pattern log file, and then it tried searching for the word file as if it was another file to look inside of. So what if we go, we'll clear our screen, what if we go grep single quote log file inside of file1? Okay, that works. Now how about if we go grep $ root file inside of file1? Nope, it just chokes up because of this $ right here. So we'll stop that. Then we'll go, okay, what if we do single quotes around root file? Then it won't get tripped up because of the $ symbol. See, there we go. Pattern root file with the $ at the front. Bottom line is, use quotes whenever your grep search pattern is not just a simple combination of letters and numbers. Now let's talk about double and single quotes. The first thing to know is that quote behavior with grep is not determined by grep, but rather by the shell, be it bash, Z shell, corn shell, etc. Under the hood, the shell looks at the quotes first in your command and from there decides what pattern to hand to grep. Meaning, if your pattern is in single quotes, the shell will hand your pattern to grep exactly as you typed it. However, if your pattern is in double quotes, the shell will convert the variables first, then pass the converted pattern to grep for processing. If you aren't familiar with the term variable, no sweat. You can think of a variable like a label you stick on a box. The label isn't the item, it just points to the item inside the box. You'll often hear the term expand used when referring to the process of converting variables to their actual value. Now let's take a look at this in practice. We'll clear our screen. Now let me show you the host name of my machine, IT-ASAP. That's my host name. Now let me show you the contents of the environment variable hostname, which will convert or expand to the value, which is IT-ASAP. So we'll go $ hostname, and you see there IT-ASAP. Now let me show you what is inside file1. So line 7, we have $ hostname in all uppercase. Line 8, we have IT-ASAP, which is the actual computer name. So we'll get out of this. So if I use single quotes, it's going to search for that literal name, host name, and let me put my single quotes in there, inside of file1. Because there's single quotes here, it's going to take this as a literal. It's going to actually look for $ HOSTNAME, all in uppercase. So we'll hit that, and sure enough, it found hostname. However, if I use double quotes, it is going to convert or expand the variable value of hostname, which is this IT-ASAP, and then it's going to hand that to grep, and grep is going to search for this pattern. There you go. There's the match. Oops, excuse me. Whoa. ITASAP. So the double quotes will tell the shell to convert the hostname variable to its value first, and only then to begin searching for the matching pattern. Which should you use most often? No quotes, single quotes, double quotes? Well, it's up to you, but I use single quotes most often because I'm normally searching for literals, the actual patterns, and I don't like to be tripped up when I search for patterns with spaces and special characters. It's a convenience thing for me. Now let's talk about searching all files and folders. The star symbol is our wildcard and means any file or folder. For instance, the star by itself means all files and folders inside of the current folder. The star.txt means search all files ending in .txt. The home reven /star option means search all files and folders that are inside the home reven folder. Now let's see this in practice. We'll clear our screen. You're probably used to seeing this, grep Ohio star. You can see that it is searching all files and folders in the current directory, and it's tripping up on the directories because it cannot search them without using the -r option. But if we clear our screen again, we'll go grep Ohio states star. Here you can see it is searching states, states2, and states2 due to the star wildcard after the name states. Right here. Now let's do another one. Grep error home reven temp all files and folders. Here you can see it is searching all files and folders inside the home reven temp folder, and it's tripping up on the subfolders inside of it because we haven't used the -r option again. So there you have the basics of grep searching. We discussed when to use quotes, the differences between single and double quotes, and some different options for using the star wildcard for searching multiple files and folders inside of the current folder as well as other folders. Bear in mind, the terms directory and folder are often used interchangeably inside of our industry. And that's it for this one. If this helped clear things up, let me know with a like. And if there's a Linux topic you'd like broken down simply and thoroughly, drop it in the comments. I read them all. Now, thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.